The benevolent senators, House Representatives, Congress people of all corners. This is the bill to save all people, to save all bills. This is incredible, incredible, incredibly dangerous. This is incredibly dangerous. This is just complete lack of intelligence and knowing what's going on. Mick Mulvaney, who was in government and was just on Twitter Spaces a few weeks ago, talking about, you don't have time to understand what's going on. You're relying on staffers, tidbits of information, quite honestly, to go in passing. So, right, so the people behind all these senators, Congress people doing these things are what's very, very scary. And you have people like Elizabeth Warren, who are getting millions of dollars just throughout the course of her career, we'll say, from Wall Street, from the banking sector, from the academic elites. What are we doing here? And yet, she comes out. We just did an article about this a few months ago. I mean, this is so incredibly nihilistic, scary, and really evil. Well, let's call evil what it is. You're coming out and shaming Fidelity. We just did this a couple months ago. They came out, her and I forget who it was now, Bernie Sanders maybe, Elizabeth Warren and Tina Smith or something. You have to go check that article out. We'll try to attach it here so you can go check it, where they put an article out, or a letter, a one-page letter to Fidelity saying, shame on you. Do you know how volatile Bitcoin is and cryptocurrency and what it can do to people? And look, the average person only has $133,000 saved in their 401ks or their pension, their retirement funds, and the median is $33,000. Shouldn't that tell you what a disaster it's been? A reminder that ERISA, the Employee Retirement Income Services Act, or whatever it's called, came out 50 years ago, literally in the 70s, early 70s, and that's all we have to show for it. Meaning we have an entire generation or two of being able to see what the effects of that are, and people are just, going along the same thing. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is literally insanity, is it not? Someone please tell me I'm wrong. And then you have these people here that have literally no idea what's going on. They're taking money, they're printing money, and they're printing currency, sending it overseas, inflating the currency away that you have to pay for, and I have to pay for, our kids have to pay for, through indirect taxation, which is inflation, paying higher prices everywhere. They get to sit next to the currency spigot, just type digits in the computer, talk to Jay Powell, Janet Yellen, and say, hey, we need some more currency over here. We need to pay off our buddies over here in this country. You have to pay for it. No one asked you, other than, I guess, voting. We continually vote these people in. That's a different story for a different day. And then she has the audacity to turn around and say, Bitcoin is bad. The only thing that has a finite supply, like your time, there's nothing else that has a finite supply that I know of in this world that can match your time. I don't know of it. Gold and silver doesn't have it. There's an inflation on that each year that's being mined out of the ground. That's the best thing we had for thousands of years. I don't know of one. Please, someone tell me. Mike Maloney, Harry Dent, anyone, Peter Schiff, David Morgan, please tell me what has a more finite supply. Is it gold and silver? I don't know that it is. There's more being mined every year. And Bitcoin has 21 million. Only ever be 21 million. Our time is finite. That's the equal trade. If you guys are investors, wouldn't that be the best trade? Wouldn't that be the most equal trade? Bitcoin for time, the only two finite things? Why would I trade infinite pieces of paper, infinite digits in the computer, or potentially infinite gold and silver that's all around the universe, on asteroids, everywhere in the earth, for my time? That's finite. That doesn't make sense. Trading a finite thing for an infinite thing. That's a terrible trade. So these people are going to shame Fidelity for giving the people exposure to another asset class and saying, you know what? Anyone who's like, you know what, this hasn't worked for me. What you've given me the last 50 years, these options and withdrawing from my paycheck, putting in Social Security, all this stuff, this isn't working. Because guess what? Those are bankrupt too. Not only are 401ks not funded, and the average and median 401ks are terrible. Again, check that video out. We also did a video around that same time, a couple months ago, midsummer, on how to save Social Security. Because those are bankrupt in the next 5 to 10 years as well. Call it 15, 10 years. Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, bankrupt. So those don't work either. So what we've been doing is wrong and doesn't work. Yet we're going to continue doing the same thing and expecting a different result. This is people pulling the wool over your eyes and just saying, you know what, you're too stupid to understand what's going on. You have no idea what to do. You're a moron. Sit down, shut up, let Elizabeth and let Marshall or whoever where this guy is, Republican from Kansas, let the intelligentsia, let them handle it for you. Because clearly that's worked so well for the last 50 years since we went off the gold standard, since we've de-linked and decoupled money from the currency we have. There's no value behind it. It's a debt and credit-based system. That's all the dollars are now. So clearly that's worked. They've literally shown their hand, and yet here they are, the one thing, they're shaming Fidelity, and now they're introducing bills to literally, any transactions, they have to know who that person is. So you're exposing and doxing people and exposing them to danger now and to unhosted wallets, making it sound like it's a bad thing. No, it's called self-custody. It's called I own my assets. We own our own security. We own our own food. We own our own property. We own our assets. Our gold and silver, our Bitcoin, we own it. Not you. Not you, congressperson. The wallets where the user has complete control over the contents rather than relying on an exchange or other third party. That's exactly what Bitcoin was created for. Hello, what are we doing? This is literally Satoshi Nakamoto discovered Bitcoin, put this all together for us so we didn't have to trust on you trying to make every decision for our life. A bank rug pulling us and not having funds there available for us. Again, go down to the bank right now, go to your bank and try to pull out $10,000 right now. Even $5,000, go do it right now. We'll turn this off and wait. Go do it, come back, tell us, please in the comments, tell us what happens when you go do that. Hint, spoiler alert, they have nothing in there. It's a zero reserve requirement. That's it. Boom, gone. And they just type digits in the computer, inflating more of the currency away, stealing it through inflation, stealing a fraction of every dollar on earth, stealing your wealth to pay for those people coming to get their currency. Crypto is the legacy banking system. Bitcoin is the only difference. Bitcoin is here. Legacy banking system and crypto exchanges and all the crypto altcoin scams are over here together. That's it. Get on the right side of history. Take your wealth into sovereignty. This fight, these people have no idea the hornet's nest they're stepping in and the damage they are going to do for the wealth and the sovereignty, the freedom, liberty for their own people in America and the Western world and people all around the world. Just go look at the people in El Salvador, all around the world who are getting rug pulled by their currencies, by their governments all the time. And they're now saying, you know what, I've had enough. I'm in Bitcoin. I'm in the people's asset. I'm in something that I control my wealth and no one else controls it. There's no one that controls this system. It's there for, Satoshi brought it here for us to be outside of the system and to demonetize central banks and the games they continually play on all of us in this propaganda narrative they just spew all over everybody constantly. This is literally the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. This is again, I'm beside myself. I mean, the audacity these people have. Just one, showing the lack of intelligence they have, and then the audacity to literally just flip you off in your face, double bird you, and say, you're too stupid. You have no idea what's going on with your life. You can't make decisions for your life. I can make decisions better for you than you can. That's why we're here in this mess. And honestly, the funny part is, I'm sure that it's right to some degree, right? The people in the ivory tower could potentially make some decisions better for you in your life, right? You have to ask, though, why do we get that way? Why do we have so many people committing suiciding themselves and taking pills and being obese and whatever, right? It's because of the money. You broke the money so long ago. Your fault. Globalists and government leaders, you broke it so long ago. You were the arson and the firefighter, which is one of our very first posts of all time, was the arson and the firefighter. Government is the one that comes and breaks your leg and then comes and sells you the wheelchair. Oh, looks like your leg's broken. I guess you need to sell you this wheelchair. They are the ones that have done all this. So you're right. I mean, to a degree, it looks like, I know tons of people out there, and we've all seen them like, yeah, you know what, the government does need to take care of this thing. Like, there's so many idiots out there and stuff like that. It's like, we're God's highest form of creation. If you study Bob Proctor at all, and many of the personal development gurus out there, I'm trying to calm down a little bit. Please like and subscribe if you like this content and more of what we're doing here. Please let us know what you like and don't like. I digress. But we're God's highest form of creation. We can do anything we want at any time. We can make a decision, change our life around. And we have been beat into this corner by the breaking of our money, in the lack of God and removal of God from our society. So we have no foundational, no true north, and we have no money, nothing to trade value with, trade our time, right? Because money is just a representation of our time and energy. That's all it is. So it's completely distorted. So we have no idea what we're doing. There's no free market. There's no price discovery. It's just a command and control economy by these morons doing this over and over and over again for years and years and years, decades, stealing your wealth, changing interest rates, screwing with everything. And now they come around and say, you know what, we broke everything. Look, I mean, Medicare and Social Security is bankrupt. 401k, you guys have nothing in it. We broke everything. Sorry, we sucked all the wealth away from you through inflation. We've got it all. We're all in the Hamptons, the top 1%. The wealth gap just gets higher, bigger, 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 bigger. So we sucked it all away from all of you. and brought it up to the top here, because that's not capitalism. That is anything but capitalism. We're really a state, socialism, communism, fascism, or some like pseudo hybrid of what's going on here. Capitalism, we lost that 100 years ago when we introduced the central bank, which is a communist tenant in the Communist Manifesto, one of the planks, one of the 10 planks. We have anything but capitalism, anything but free markets. Life, liberty, and property. Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. That's what America was founded on, American exceptionalism, and what the Western world is seeking to be, is have this freedom. America is a thought. It's an idea. It's not a land mass. It's not certain types of people or different way they look. It's a thought. It's ideas. It's personal accountability. It's personal responsibility. I'm beside myself. The audacity of these people. I can tell you. Please like and subscribe. Please share it with someone. This is incredibly important. This fight, which we knew was coming, it's here. It's on our doorstep, and this is complete freedom. It's CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, versus Bitcoin versus freedom. That's it. That's all it is. Central bank digital currencies, altcoins, scams, legacy banking system, the dollar, all this garbage over here versus Bitcoin versus freedom. What is it we're going to have? Please let me know what you don't understand about that. Let's talk it out. Let's make some more videos on it. Let's talk it out in the comments. Let's fight it out. Let's talk about it, debate it. This is the fork in the road. Two roads diverge in a wood, as Robert Frost aptly said, right? I took the road less traveled, and that has made all the difference. We're going to keep going down the surveillance route and government, and like I said, legacy banking and dollar and fiat currencies, or we're going to take Bitcoin. Are we going to take the freedom network that's there to remove all this garbage, to remove this government cesspool that keeps breaking your leg and then selling you the wheelchair back to you, the arson and the firefighter? Absolute insanity. Please let me know what you like, what you don't like in our videos, what you'd like to see us cover. Please share it with somebody. And again, appreciate your time. It's the most important asset we have besides Bitcoin. The only two finite things we have. I appreciate you so much. Let me know your thoughts. I'm just beside myself. I'm going to have to calm down for a few minutes here. We'll see you on the next one.